This is super simple, guys. We have cilantro, we have garlic, we have a lime, we have roughly a cup of mayonnaise. I'm gonna put in, and we're basically making like an aioli style sauce here. I'm gonna grate 1 whole clove of garlic. I'm also gonna put in the zest of a lime and the juice of a lime, because I want this to have a nice little acidic pop because of the brown butter we're going to be doing with the fish in a second. I think lime and corn, they're like peas and carrots. They just go good together. So all the juice goes in. Now we are going to take most of this cilantro. I'm gonna save a little bit for garnish. And we're just gonna mince it up very, very fine. So this is an everybody in the pool situation. We give this a nice mix and a couple twists of cracked black pepper. I'm gonna go on the coarse side with that. And our sauce is done. This goes over here. Now it is time to start doing fish. Now, we're gonna do this in a cast iron pan. Over direct heat, indirect and direct heat. We're gonna kind of move it back and forth. And then we're gonna do a brown butter based sauce on it. We are gonna take the cold pan, we're gonna brush the bottom of it with butter, just to coat it all the way around. I'm gonna season this just with some kosher salt. So both sides, I'm gonna do the skin side, we're gonna give it a flip, and I'm going to do the other side. This is a thinner skinned fish that crisps up really nice. The other reason I like to start a fish like this when I'm crisping skin, which is the key here, in a pan that is not hot, is if I take this fish and put it in a hot pan, the skin's gonna seize up, Liv, and it's gonna curl, and I'm never gonna get that nice, crisp, flat skin that I'm looking for. You can see I have my coals pretty red hot. I'm gonna put the pan over the coals, and we're just gonna let the pan and the grill do the work right now. So the fish is gonna let you know when it's ready to flip. If you try to move it in the pan and it's sticking a touch, it's telling you, hold on, man, not ready. Keep giving it a gentle tap. Once it starts to slide across the pan, it means that that skin has been crisped correctly. You could give it the flip, you're good to go. All right, guys, so this has been going for, 3-4 minutes right now. And you can see if I take the side of my fish spatula and I give it a little push, sliding. So it's ready to give it a flip. And that skin is starting to crisp up really nicely on the bottom of that fish. Same over here, you can see, crispy. There we go, release, we're good. So I just have whole unsalted butter, room temperature. I like a slightly larger spoon to baste with. We're gonna put a nice big pat of butter in there and let the butter start to melt. As the butter melts, it's gonna begin to brown and create a little bit of natural steam, as you can see. And then as it starts to brown, I'm gonna start taking it and putting it over the skin of the fish, which is gonna not only add flavor, but will also help with the crisp. So I kind of find my pocket here. You can see the butter's brown. And we just start throwing it over the top of our fish.
It smells amazing.
Let's see how that's all starting to burble. Now my butter is at the perfect amount of brownness right now. So I'm gonna pull this and put it over the indirect heat. We're gonna grab a lemon. And anything acidic would work really well here. And we're gonna take the lemon and put it right into the pan with the butter. So now we have like a little lemon brown butter action, and the moisture of the lemon's gonna stop that butter from browning also. Beautiful, Liv. Come on, smell it, look at it.
I mean, it smells amazing.
Right?
Yeah, I could just drink that butter.
All right, so we're on indirect heat now. The fish is about 80% of the way cooked through. I'm just gonna drop this lid down. In about 3 minutes, the fish will be cooked all the way through. We will bring it out, we'll put it on our plate. Lizzie!
Just so you know, I'm gonna sneak up behind you here.
All right, coming in hot.
Bring in the goods.
Yes.
All right, so Liz, check it out. We made an aioli with a good amount of cracked black pepper and lime and cilantro and garlic. And I'm just gonna kind of, and then some lime, because who doesn't love it? You could also grill the lime if you wanted to. And some of that cilantro that we saved, I'm just gonna garnish it with cilantro. And that is our brown butter striped bass. All right, first things first, scallops. That's where this whole party started. Now, sea scallops are often called the candy of the sea. And the reason that they are is because they are so naturally sweet. With your scallops, you're going to want to clean them. When you buy them, the muscle where it connects to the shell is typically still on the scallop. So you just, with your hand, grab it and you pull that part right off. The reason we're pulling this off is it's very tough and chewy. We don't want tough and chewy with our scallops.
Is that on all scallops or just the ones you're using?
On all scallops.
Okay.
And obviously the bigger the scallop, the bigger the muscle.
Got it. And so since you're using jumbo, we got big muscles.
Big muscles, Liv, like you.
Could you
like your
use-
triceps, Liv.
That's right.
Liv's been hitting the triceps. All right, these guys look pretty good. We got some done. All right, so Liv, I just put these on the paper towel, and now I'm gonna give them just a quick flip. And you see how the paper towels aren't wet as I flip these? That means we bought some really nice scallops. If they're not dry packed, they're gonna puddle on there and just be a nightmare. So this is just really quick. And the reason that I just take this extra step is you want them to be dry. Even if you're putting a marinade on them, it helps them from steaming on the grill, and it helps them from sticking. All right, so next thing, we're gonna start working on our marinade. This is a pretty simple Greek style marinade that I grew up with almost any seafood that I ate as a kid that my mom made. This is how we made it. Lemon, oregano, garlic, extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper. That's it. That's like the Greek style of grilling fish. It's what I always go to as my base. One, it brings back all those great memories of childhood. And two, with seafood, when you're really kind of spending a good amount of money on high quality seafood, the last thing that I want to do is put a million different ingredients with it and hide the seafood. So this is really, like when you go to Greece, everything is flavored with kind of these flavors when it comes to seafood. And it's because they're pulling the seafood right out of the water and they want you to taste it fresh as can be.
Is there other stuff I could throw in this if I wanted to?
This is kind of the classic, but one of the great things about this is you could take it in a lot of different directions. Some coriander would be great. If you wanted to make it spicy, some chili flakes would be really nice in there. I think people get too caught up with a recipe. We're showing you a great technique here. You learn the technique, you could make a million different things with it. Get crazy, Liv.
Get crazy.
All right, so lemon, oregano, the juice and zest of a lemon, fresh oregano. We're gonna put in a little bit of garlic, and then the extra virgin olive oil and the salt and pepper. And then these will be good to go in anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. Because I have acidity in here with the lemon, and we're gonna put in kosher salt and cracked black pepper, those things will actually start to cook the scallops. So we don't wanna leave them in there too long because we don't wanna cook the seafood. We just want it to take on some extra flavor. All right, and now we are going to add in our extra virgin oil. I would say oils that you like in dressings or you like to cook with would all work good in this situation. All right, so marinade is made. Scallops are dried. They go right into our marinade. We give them a little toss just to kind of evenly coat everything. And we had them nice and chilled. So I could let these sit out now for the 10 minutes or so, kind of take the chill off them just a touch and allow them to absorb that marinade. So look, the scallops, Liz, these marinated for about 20 minutes. Extra virgin olive oil, lemon, garlic, touch of oregano, and the juice and zest of a lemon. The other thing that I'm going to do, this is a great trick with marinades in general, is tie a little bundle of whatever your herb is in the marinade. This becomes a pastry brush to baste as you cook.
Yeah, I love that.
So it's just adding a little bit more flavor.
And it's cute.
And it is cute. So we just tie it off, becomes a little brush, and then as I grill,
You can just give it a little brush.
I will baste.
Very nice.
All right, so going back here, I have the two zones. One side is very hot. The other side is not hot at all. And here's what you need to know about scallops, is scallops cook very quickly And to take a scallop past medium rare is really a mistake. It gets very tough. It loses almost everything. So I'm gonna get these on the grill. I'm basically gonna char one side very hard, then move it to the side of the grill that has very little heat and just let them finish. So these are only gonna take about 2 minutes aside. And really the beauty of scallops, if you are cooking out, is that they do cook so quickly and you typically don't have to worry about them sticking. That one's got a second to go. This one I put on first. See that? We have that nice kind of grill marks on there.
It's a beauty.
And I'm just gonna move it over here. We just want them to really char. The other thing that you make sure, when your grill is nice and hot, things are less likely to stick. Make sure you brush it with oil.
Yeah, those guys over there.
So the ones that I flipped, I'm gonna give a little basty base to.
That's so cute.
So the ones that were basted and flipped, we could now take them off.
Those look heavenly. Little pillows of heaven.
Right? But now, time for the big surprise.
Uh-oh. Da-dun.
A little bit hot honey. This is gonna give it sweet, it's gonna give it spice, it's gonna bring the whole dish together. All right, let's try the scallops.
Okay. It is like the perfect amount of char and sweetness, but I think because they're so fresh, like when a scallop is fresh, it is sweet and delightful.
I have some swordfish steaks here. You could see these are beauties. So these are about 14 to 16 ounce steaks. I'm just gonna set these aside, just wanted them to show them to you. Swordfish, my mom and dad brought me to a fancy dinner right before I left for culinary school. I had swordfish with this kind of fresh tomato salsa, and it really was just always embedded in my memory. It's a great food memory for me. So with the salsa fresca, I have cilantro, jalapeno lime, red onion, and some beautiful heirloom tomatoes. So we're just gonna kind of dice all this up. And we have a really nice little mince.
And for this salsa verde, are there other fish or dishes that it would be good with?
This would be great with any fish, any poultry, and even like pork chops. I mean, this is a very versatile sauce. It could be good on chips. And then these go in the bowl first with a good pinch of salt. All right, good pinch of salt in there. And now we're also going to juice our lime in there too, which again is just gonna give the onions a bit of a head start. You could just let it rip. I like to use my tongs for this because it gives me a little more leverage. All right, now we're gonna take our jalapeno. We're going to take out the rib and the seeds. If you're feeling spicy, you could leave in the ribs and the seeds. If you wanted to really kind of amp it up, you could use different chilies in this if you like things really hot. This was a pretty large jalapeno. I'm gonna put it all in because what the heck. Now we're gonna do our tomato. And just take out the core. Again, these are heirlooms. This is a sun gold, but look at how, I mean, it's just gorgeous. Oh my gosh, is this thing absolutely gorgeous.
It's literally a work of art. So because it's different colors, do the tomatoes taste different?
Absolutely. So these are heirloom varieties. They all have different flavors, textures, taste. So these are both relatively sweet. The goldens are gonna be even sweeter. So I'm gonna put the tomatoes, and I'm getting all their juices too. Watch
No
this.
juice left behind.
Watch this move. Boom.
Zamboni.
Zamboni, all the juice in the pot. Now we're gonna put our cilantro in.
Would any other soft herbs be good in here, or is cilantro?
Yeah, any soft herb would work. But when I think of this dish, like when I had it originally it was loaded with cilantro. Basil would work here, flat leaf parsley would work here. So in with the cilantro. Then a couple good glugs of extra virgin olive oil. Some cracked black pepper.
That spout really doesn't glug well for you.
It's a slow glugger. I got a slow glugger. And then we are gonna mix this up. And you could eat it immediately if you wanted to, but I like to let it I kind of make this first. Could even make this the day before and let it just kind of hang out, let those flavors marry. You could see all the juices at the bottom. Now, swordfish time. All right, so Liz, I have the back coals here going very hot, no coals in the front. So we have the, you know, 2 zones going. I'm gonna grill the swordfish over the hot zone to start to get that good char. Then I'll move it up to the front, close the lid and let it cook all the way through. You guys, swordfish is a fish that you have to cook at least to medium. Even past that is okay. This is not a rare, medium rare situation. So first things first, I have a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna brush the olive oil on both sides of the swordfish. These are pretty thick cuts, so you could go pretty liberal with the salt and the pepper. If you wanted to put on other spices at this point, feel free, paprika, Aleppo, coriander, cumin, get as crazy as you want. I'm keeping this pretty straightforward. This is gonna go on the grill. I'm not gonna be real finicky with it. I'm gonna put it on. Swordfish is pretty forgiving in a grill situation because it's a thicker, meatier, fleshy fish, almost like a steak. So, you know, you don't have to baby it too much, but you don't wanna move it around much once it goes on. So we put it on. We let it get nice and charred, which it's gonna do over those hot coals. Then when I flip it, I'm gonna move it to the front to finish it.
How do you know when it's ready?
Well, it's kind of like when you cook it in a pan, Liv. If I were to grab it and it stuck, I'd wait a second.
Okay.
And then I'd give it a flip. So, you know, this is anywhere from a 3 to 6 minutes aside kind of situation, depending on how hot you have your grill going. So I'm gonna go, because these are big pieces, I'm gonna go with two spatches here.
Ooh, the double flip.
And we're just gonna move this to our cooler side of the grill. You can see we got some nice char on there. I use kind of the small spatulas because they're like the ones that we use in restaurants, but you could also get a bigger spatula. Ooh, that's a nice one, huh? Look at it. All right, so now we are going to close this up, and in about 4 or 5 minutes, the swordfish steaks will be ready to go. They will be cooked all the way through and in a happy place. So we should have no stickage on the grill.
Those are beautiful.
They're
swordfish
really
steaks.
nice, right?
Let me know if you need any help.
I'm good.
I'm here for you. Look at it.
It looks nice.
It is very pretty.
And then Liz, I'm gonna take some of this salsa fresca that we made. So we have those big swordfish steaks. We made the salsa fresca in the beginning of the show and all these beautiful juices have come out. So we're gonna put a bunch of it on top. And then I'm gonna take the juice and drizzle it over the whole thing. So this is almost like a little bit of a dressing that goes over there.
Wow.
Like a tomato. Swordfish is ready. Couple, I think, important tips for you guys at home. Make your salsa fresca. Let it sit at room temp. Do not refrigerate it before you serve it with your swordfish, because all those flavors really marry, and then it makes a beautiful topic for the swordfish. Fried clams with a little bit of tartar sauce that is just fantastic. So you can see the top of the clam here. We're gonna actually cut this off. If we were doing steamers with this, they usually leave it on and then you eat it and you remove that part of the clam physically. We're gonna cut them off before we fry them because they're harder to identify. So I'm gonna come back here by the hinge and we're just gonna pull this guy right out. So I'm just going around. You can see there's your clam. Beautiful, fresh, has the liquid in there still. So we're gonna go above here with the liquid, scoop out the bottom. And then, like I said, we're gonna cut this off for this preparation. Now, for the marinade, so I have evaporated milk, a couple shakes of whatever your favorite hot sauce is. Obviously, if you don't like it hot, you could eliminate the hot sauce. A little bit of salt and pepper. You don't have to go crazy on the salt because clams are already briny. Give this a little whisk. And in go your clams with any of that liquid that is still in them. And you're just gonna let them hang and marinate here until you fry them. So that part is done. So these are just underneath, hanging out. They could hang out in there for about an hour. For your batter, corn flour, about a teaspoon of garlic powder, about a teaspoon of onion powder, salt and pepper. Whisk this together. So now our dredge for the fry is ready. So I'm gonna bring this whole game up here.
Wow, we got a whole new setup.
In this mixing bowl, this is a little cheat. You go to the grocery store, I bought pre-made horseradish sauce. There's many brands out there. Pick the one you like the best, about a cup. That is the start of this. So that goes down. To that, I'm gonna add about a couple tablespoons of fresh dill. I'm going from end to end here. We're getting the little bit of stem, cutting it very fine, and that is gonna go in. Dill and seafood to me are like peas and carrots. They're just happy together. I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of whatever your favorite sweet relish is. If you wanna use a hot relish, you could do that also. It's just kind of your choice. I'm gonna put the juice of 1 lemon. It's a little seedy, so we hold it straight up. This is a good trick too, just the power of hand. And then last but not least, we are gonna do some grated onion. Now you could do a very fine mince on the onion here, but I'm gonna use the Angel Symon, my mom trick. Whenever it said minced onion, she would take her box grater. You're done in seconds. And we just take that and we throw the onion in also. We whisk this all together now, and we have this sharp with the onion, sweet with the relish, a little bit of heat from the horseradish. All right, a couple shakes of hot sauce, depending on your level of love of spice. Now our dip is done. Now these clams, Liz, they've been marinating in here for about a half hour, and we're just gonna put them right into that corn flour dredge.
So does the condensed milk make them tender?
It's an evaporated milk, so it kind of gives them some flavor, and it helps the corn flour stick. And I just have a neutral oil here to fry in. The fryer oil is at about 350. I'm gonna fry them until they're golden brown. They're only gonna take about a minute. And once they are ready and golden, I'm gonna bring them out on this tray, hit them with a little bit of kosher salt, and then we're ready to serve up. Yeah, you guys, this is a good, you heard the pop. There's a lot of liquid in clams. When you drop clams into oil, take a step back, because they will pop and you don't want to get splattered. But look how.
Oh, that's fast.
Yeah, really fast, super golden.
Woo!
It's like fireworks in the pot.
I know, it's
It's
like
a party in the pot. I'm gonna just finish
Beauty.
them with a touch of salt. So these go here. All right, let's clam it.
really good.
You know, the nice thing about when you do them this way is you fry them real quick and hot, so they're still like incredibly tender. They just have that little crust on the outside.
Yes.
All right, first things first. Fluke milanese. Now, Fluke is a local fish. You could make this dish with any fish that is fresh at your grocery store, especially fillet style fish. Fluke, halibut, salmon, sea bass would work great in this preparation.
Besides the expiration date, is there anything we should be looking for when we're fish shopping?
So yes, Liv, when you go to your store, wherever you're buying fish, in a perfect world, the fish will be whole, because then I could look, if the eyes are clear and the gills are red, that means that the fish is fresh. If the eyes are cloudy, not a good sign. If they've removed the gills, often not a good sign, or if the gills are gray, not a good sign. So those are a couple of things. And of course, lastly, the nose test, smell it. It should smell like the ocean. It shouldn't smell rotten. It shouldn't smell like cucumber water or bleach where they're hiding something. So I'm gonna season the Fluke here, just with a little bit of salt and pepper. We're gonna do both sides, and that's kind of gonna get us started off. And you can see Fluke is a relatively thin fish. It's flaky, relatively mild in flavor. It's just one of my favorite fish.
Did you dry the fish before you were working with it?
So yes, after we filleted it, we just tamped it with some dry towels to make sure it wasn't wet. That ensures that everything adheres properly to it. All right, so this is seasoned. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my dredge for this. So we're doing standard breading here. Flour, egg, and breadcrumb. So it's an easy way to remember the order. People are always like, what's the order? February, F-E-B, flour, eggs, breadcrumb.
February 13th, Olivia's birthday. Got it.
That's how you remember it, yes. Everybody remember Liv's birthday. So we're gonna put a couple eggs in here, and I'm gonna have a little bit of fun here. I'm gonna put some flavors in the egg. I'm gonna put a little bit of hot sauce. Obviously, these are optional things. And I'm gonna put a little bit of Dijon mustard. and we're gonna whisk that in. Also, we're gonna season everything that we're dredging in with some salt, because if I don't season something, that level of it is gonna be flat. And you don't wanna season your fish, then not season the breading, then you end up with unflavorful fish. So we're just ensuring that everything is good and flavored. So this gets whisked together with that mustard and the hot sauce. All right, so now we're just gonna start our breading. So flour, egg, breadcrumb, and we just go in order. And you try to do it with, you have like a wet hand and a dry hand, so you don't get all gooped up.
I'm very curious to see if you can keep those dry and wet hands.
Sometimes I get a little confused. Liv's seen it happen. So flour first, dry hand. Shake off any excess. You drop it in, wet hand. Then we go into our breadcrumbs, dry hand.
See, but like, then your dry hand turns a little bit wet because the fish is wet.
Well, no, you get some of the breadcrumbs on there. See, these are big pieces, so it's a little bit trickier, but.
So it's not perfect?
It's perfect. I'm perfect, Liv. So now this is breaded, and I'm just gonna move it to my tray. Now, you could get a lot of this breading done ahead of time. With fish, I would say you could bread up to about an hour ahead of time. So we're gonna get this breaded, and then we're gonna move this into our fridge so it's just hanging out.
Are there different kinds of breadcrumbs?
Yeah, I mean, this is panko, which is like a nice buttery, flaky, gets really crunchy breadcrumb. You know, you could just use standard ground breadcrumbs. Those are gonna be good too. There's seasoned breadcrumbs. I would stay away from those in this preparation. I actually stay away from seasoned breadcrumbs in general, just because I wanna control the seasoning. I don't want my breadcrumbs to. So our fish is breaded. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. And now we're gonna start working on the base for our piccata sauce. What I'm doing now is I'm kind of staging everything so we could have it ready, so when we're ready to cook the fish is just like connect the dots and it's done in 5 minutes. So there's great ways to cheat that when you're cooking. This is a good one. Like, this is piccata sauce. So piccata sauce is an Italian sauce. It's lemon, butter, white wine. So we're gonna make our butter first and have it all flavored. So then when we cook the fish comes out, I can put the sauce together in seconds, sauce it, and it's done. So I have salted capers here. We rinse them off. I'm gonna put those in the pool. We are gonna put, it's about a full stick of unsalted butter, room temp, 1 garlic clove. So there's 2 ways you could do the garlic. You could microplane it in like this, or you could do what I typically do is I just flip it, smash it, give it a quick little run through with the knife, and that goes in. Then we're gonna zest and juice a lemon. Because the fish is breaded, we are going to really give it a nice acidic pop, which I know Lizzie's gonna like too, because as we know, she wants lemons in everything.
Do you ever use other citrus with fish?
Yeah, orange would work great. You know, if I was going a little bit southwestern in flavor here, I think lime would work good. So we're not only gonna get the lemon here, but we're gonna also use some white wine, which is gonna have some sweetness and acidity to it. So that will help too. Lastly is our flat leaf parsley. We're just gonna give this a quick little rough chop.
Are we going stems or no stems with the parsley?
I'm just gonna go mostly, not completely through the stems here. I'll save some of these stems, throw them in the compost.
And if I had to use dried parsley, would it be the same amount?
With dry spices, you're gonna wanna use about 1/3 as much as fresh. All right, so look, we just mashed this together. We're essentially making a compound butter here, guys. Capers, garlic, lemon zest, lemon juice, flat leaf parsley, unsalted butter, all mixed together. I'm gonna put this in the fridge with my Fluke. It's gonna hang out for the next hour or so. I'm just gonna start crisping up the fish. So, couple things here, you guys, when you are crisping up fish. This is almost like a shallow fry situation. You could go a little less oil if you want. It's actually easier to work if you just give yourself a little shallow fry. Always drop things in oil away from you so it doesn't splatter. This is gonna cook very quickly. A couple minutes aside, the fish is gonna be cooked through. It's gonna be golden brown. It's gonna be ready to go. Okay, Lizzie, so this has been going for about 2 minutes, and you could see how golden it's gotten. So I'm gonna give it the
that's
flip.
perfect.
Look at it. Our Fluke milanese is crispy. I just want to show you how to finish this sauce. So I took the Fluke milanese out of the pan, wiped out any of that excess fat. Now I'm going to deglaze the pan with a little bit of white wine, and you can see it's very hot. You want the white wine to reduce by about half. Chicken stock goes in. We're going to let that reduce by half. And then this butter mixture that we made earlier with the capers, the parsley, the lemon zest, this is going to go in. And we're gonna whisk this into our sauce. So here's our butter. And again, this is all about saving steps so you could see how fast this all comes together. We have our whisk.
And you have capers right in there with it as
Capers, parsley, lemon zest, lemon juice, salt and pepper. It is all ready to go. Obviously, we don't need much salt because of the capers. As soon as this starts to come up to a simmer, the sauce is finished. And then we're just gonna dump it over our fish.
Whoa.
Look at it. I mean, Liz, come on. The capers, the garlic. I'm gonna take some of this parsley and radish salad that I love so much and just kinda
Fresh.
gild the lily with it to give it some more texture. And then I just leave a little bit of that extra salad on the side in case anybody wants to dive in.
Absolutely.
All right, you want to
Ready
start?
to
Yeah,
plate
let's
up here?
do it.
All right. I know this is going to be spectacular. It's really good.
I like this preparation with the sauce. It gives you some nooks and crannies for the sauce to kind of soak down into. It's really perfect.